Alright, so as I said in my, if you maybe watch pre-G2 video, I was gonna share my impressions of the setup, the initial kind of installation of this one here. It's not lightning because I have unplugged it, just the power, not the headset. I'm not gonna return this, definitely not at this point in time, nope. But let's get to that. So I have the infamous AMD 5600 and X570 combo motherboard. Basically, the AMD X570 chipset has a lot of problems with G2. But so first out of the box, what I did was I removed the face gadget. It's just magnet. Install the cable. And this clip, it was attached, so you grab it and pull straight down and it will clip off. Then you can attach your cable here. You route it. Whoop. You route the cable in this kind of curve here over the headphone. And then here, and then you clip the first top, and then you can just pull down and then it will click in bottom. I don't know how well this will hold or not. We'll see. It feels sturdy now. I know that has broken for a lot of people. Seems very rigid, this one. So I'm just gonna have to see. I can't say anything so far. And then you take the cable, you run it to your computer. You have one display port and one USB-C. And as I said, I had the X570, so the USB-C port, I got the 714 error, which means USB error. I had the adapter that is included in the box, USB-C to A. I just plugged it in the closest USB port on my motherboard, and it works. Hopefully it will keep working. I'm a little bit, nervous. Due to everything that people have said, there's a lot of different problems that I've, read on Reddit and other forums. So a little bit scared, but for me, for now, it is fine. On my motherboard, I don't have no USB hub, no PCI card. Don't use the front USB port. It is one of the back USB-A ports. Fine. And then you need to have power to the breakout box, the box that kind of takes, this cable and splits it to USB and DisplayPort. Nothing to say there. Yeah. So installation, hardware, it was fine. The software was not as fun because once I got past the 714 error, Windows started downloading. And then I went into the mixed reality portal. And what I always do, I run through settings before. As soon as I can, I go through settings and I disable Windows stealing my input. You have to press Windows key plus Y to be able to use your desktop when a VR application is running. If I change this to be that way, I wanted it to be that because if I'm using VR application and I'm using my touch controller, I still feel that I should be able to use my mouse if I need to tweak something on my computer. Don't do that, unfortunately. Do not do that. That made me not being able to complete the initial setup. Because Windows Mixed Reality setup, which you need to run to get Steam VR and the, VR games to work, well, unless you let Windows, or if you press Windows plus Y, it will work, but unless Windows gets to steal your Windows, your keyboard, your mouse, your touch controller, everything, steal it to the setup process, that application that you have your headset on, it just is gonna tell you to put on your headset until you let Windows take all your inputs and just keep them. So don't change that settings, or be prepared to press Windows plus Y if you get put on your headset, during the initial setup. Then everything went fine. I went through it. Unfortunately, then came the next weird problem. I don't know how I fixed it, but I couldn't. I had already installed Steam, Steam VR, Windows Mixed Reality for Steam, which is required and is free. You can search it on Steam. And I've had the HP Reverb G1, which is a Windows Mixed Reality headset. So all you need to do is just have Steam running on your desktop, double click a VR application and Steam VR for Windows Mixed Reality, and also the Windows Mixed Portal is everything will start up just by itself. Works perfectly on the previous ones. For some reason, this just wouldn't work for me, but I rebooted and just did something. I manually started the mixed portal first, and then it worked. And then after a while, it fixed itself. So now I can just start Steam. I have Steam in like small mode, so I just have my little list of games, and I just double click like Half-Life Alyx, and put on the headset, and everything just boots me into Half-Life Alyx. Then I exit Half-Life Alyx, I take off my headset and I close down the mixed reality portal and Steam VR, and I don't use Cliffhouse. I don't use Steam Home. I don't care for it, to be quite honest. The Cliffhouse has one kind of possible use for me, but other than that, I'm here for the games. I start from desktop to games, then I go from games to desktop. I like it that way, and it works. So don't think Cliffhouse is as bad as everyone says, but like I said, I don't give a shit. I never use it. You don't have to use it. Why use it? I don't think that having the mixed portal and everything booting up is a good. I think I would have liked if it could somehow be integrated to be a Steam VR headset, definitely. But yeah, but okay, so having Steam, VR games, yeah, starting everything fixed itself. Now came the next problem, because I hadn't really tried the audio. And as I said, I go through settings in the mix portal as soon as I can. I crank everything to the max, the visual quality and stuff. And I also did turn off Windows Portal in mixed reality to switch audio devices by default, because if this is plugged into a computer and you start your computer or you wake it from sleep, Mix Portal will boot up, and then if you have the option, the Windows, to switch your audio, obviously it's gonna switch it to the headset. So to me, I just was thinking, well, okay, so I turn off Windows audio switching. I can switch them myself, it's no problem. So when I boot my computer, I just turn that little annoying mixed reality portal auto start off. That should be some option for that, but I just click that down and everything's fine. Windows doesn't have to switch back and forth through audio devices. That can cause some weirdness in my previous experience. But no, when you switch mixed reality from auto audio switching to manual, mixed reality disables this audio and this audio. So you cannot use it. I'm trying to manually force enable it. It will not work. You have to let mixed reality auto switch to the headphones in the G2 and the mic for it to work. It wasn't this in the previous one. Who fucked up here? Mixed reality seems just getting worse and worse and worse. It's more bugs. So I had to change to Windows. Just, okay, sure. You own my computer, you do what you fucking wanna do because I wanna use this. It's so annoying. I hate mixed reality. The software side is so crap. Now, just to finish off this little rant about mixed reality software-wise. So you have mixed reality portal, as I said. There are settings there for audio, switching, and quality. Now, this isn't all the settings for mixed reality, and for some ungodly known reason, you need to boot up a Steam VR game, go into the Steam VR menu, access Windows Mixed Reality options in that to be able to reach more options, like disabling the haptics in the controllers. I have no problems with the haptics. Some had said that there was just some loud, annoying buzzing crap. I felt nothing like that. It worked fine the short time I tried, but I don't like haptics in general. I don't want it. I don't like rumble. I disable it. Previously, you could go into a config file and disable it, entirely for all the mixed reality shit. You just take that shit off. Now you need to start this little extra menu from a Steam VR game. I'm not even sure if these options will apply to the Cliff House or stuff like that. Maybe it won't, I have no idea. And also, when you apply it, you need to close the game, close Steam VR. Probably a good idea to close mixed reality or Steam altogether. Boot it up again for it to apply. Why isn't the haptic, at least the haptic options, why isn't that just straight in the mixed reality portal? So easy. Oh, I don't like haptics. Globally, I can disable it in the portal. No need to restart, no need to go into a game to apply it. Yes, mixed reality software is a shit show. And you need to be prepared for it. You need to use the G2, you need to really don't mind fiddling with options with your computer. And this probably seems very, very negative. And it is a very negative thing, and this is something that you need to be prepared for. If not, you should go for like probably Oculus Quest 2. It's a easy ecosystem, you put it on, you can get the Oculus Store, you just get a game menu, and you're in the game. It should be this way in every instances. I should just be able to have my GT connected, boot Steam, double click a game, and I'm just put on the headset, I'm in the game, take it off, the game closes, or you exit the game, take it off. It's that seamless. It should be. It isn't. All the options should be easily available to tweak outside VR. Everything from controller bindings to haptics, and everything. Just everything should be able to be done before you even enter VR. Now, in VR, you should be able to tweak them on the fly, the most important ones. But you need to be able to tweak them before. Because if something goes wrong, it's really, really, really messed up that you need to get into VR to be able to fix it again. So, lots of things needs to be improved. But, so let's move on. So, comfort-wise, it feels pretty light and everything. It was easy to get clarity. Now, I'm gonna try to refer to it in two ways. So, sweet spot for me is that when you put it on and it stays, the clarity, all the image and how it looks, it stays the same. It's easy to always get that feeling, you take it off, then you take it on, and you don't need to to just, oh, now it works, and then wait, oh no, now it's gone. It was very easy to just getting on, and it looked, like you get that same stable image and everything. And I could move around, and I never felt that it drifted away. The G1 was, that fine, adjust, oh, now it's sharp, and then, fuck, it's gone. Wait, no, wait, it's gone. To get the screen to get the best possible way the screen is and stay that way. It's easy in this one. Really easy, like super easy, the best I've had. Now, it's not edge-to-edge clarity. And a lot of people say that just a small little circle is sharp, and that is actually pretty true. I ran virtual desktop, had a web browser and a web page up, and you can then see that in a small circle you have like pristine sharpness, like the readability is awesome. But for me, it goes from that pristine to like really, really, really smaller, more blurriness. It feels supernatural. For virtual desktop, it works, but you notice it then. You can see that the clarity, like, oh my God, that is the clarity. This little circle, this is the clarity I want on 80, 90, 100% of the screen. But you can still read web pages and you can move your eyes and don't have to like move that around. But it is there. But some said that this is a circle that is sharp, and this circle, just a little bigger, it's super blurry, and it gets more and more blurry. None of that for me. None, not at all. It was super smooth. And when I watch movies, it felt actually supernatural. I couldn't even notice it. It was so natural. Like sometimes if there is a character, two characters, and you wanna watch this one, you turn your head naturally because you want to be that in focus. It felt that natural. I never experienced. It's the same in like the Half-Life Alyx experience I did so far. It's gonna be more. It was just like Sebastian Ang from MRTV, Mixed Reality TV said. It was super good. It was so natural. The sharpness, the crispness. If I wanted something like picked up, naturally I was bringing it into the center and analyzing. It felt just like natural. Like you have your phone. So you take it out, you bring it to eyes, you read and everything, and then you put it down. It felt like that. It doesn't matter that it was a little bit blurrier on the side. It was so smooth for me. It was not a sharp ring, blurry ring around it. And the colors, they are about a good VA panel. I feel they are on the same level as my 144 Hz Samsung VA panel. It's not a super expensive, but it's when I bought it, $300 VA panel. And it looks nice. The colors are really nice. It's not OLED colors. I have an OLED to TV, so I can compare. And the blacks are the contrast ratio, of the screen in the G2 are pretty much like a decent maybe $200-$250 IPS panel. It works because I take that since that's the only way at this point in time to get the clarity that this headset gives me. And it like I go to movie theater sometimes, not during Corona here, but previously, and that contrast ratio, if you look at that screen, that is shit, and IPS is a lot better. So just you can enjoy a movie theater experiences, and this is better, and you can get that big screen and everything. So it's not something that bothers me. But if black level is your priority, this is gonna bug you. Like, check out the mid-range IPS panel, and you know what you're gonna get. Also, I gotta mention, like, you have this flap and this nice cushioning, feels very nice, and it also blocks all lights, and that ties into God rays. Yes, they are here. But when I played and when I watched movies and virtual desktop, they weren't present. If you are someone that seek for them, you're gonna find them. Or if you are sensitive to that, you're gonna find them. And in some cases, like if they are like 90% black and you have just a little bit tiny of white, some maybe in a corner or some angle, it's going to be more pronounced. But overall, I felt that this was really, really good. I have no really problems with that when I'm in a game or movie. And chromatic aberration, during my time, I'm sure it is chromatic, somewhere in the screen, edges, but it didn't jump at me in any ways. The G1 had a little bit, and I could notice it somewhere and there. And in this one, no, I couldn't really find the chromatic aberrations unless I started looking and stuff like that. So, and screen door effect the same. I'm sure if you like focus in, there's still a little bit, but like it's a no problem anymore for me. this when watching movies or playing games, this feels like the clarity of a 1080p, maybe 1440p in some scenarios, but it's a really huge screen. And that makes it so awesome. So, and it's not like, it doesn't feel like you take a 1080p and then like, swoosh it up. It feels like if you're watching a 1080p from like, maybe an arm's length or more, that kind of clarity, but in a super large, screen, if that makes any sense at all. And see, so there was something more here. It's a 90 hertz panel that felt good. I was thinking about something more about the screen that, field of view, it's bad. Could probably be the worst one I've tried. It really feels like a periscope, like binoculars or something like that. Very noticeable, the edge of the headset to me. My IPD is 64, 63.5, so right in smack down in the middle. But the screen is so good, so I can my brain first, when I put it on, it can notice it, and if I start thinking of it, I can notice it. But when you're in a good movie or in a Half-Life Alyx, a good experience, it kind of like, it fades away because your screen, all the clarity and details comes to life, but it's not good. It isn't that like the FOV, if there will be aftermarket gasket that fix it or increase FOV, I'm probably gonna go for one. It's awful. It's workable, but it's not good. I don't know. I don't remember even the G1 being so bad. Maybe it was, but this feels very, very noticeable, the FOV being small. So if you really, need a index or higher FOV, probably could be disappointed by this, unfortunately. And let's just bring in, did I mention the cable? Yeah, I did, right? Maybe I did. It's better than the G1, both during flexibility and stuff, but it's still a bit stiff, and by default, it's very sticky. So I actually I used some light soap and water, and I cleaned the cable, and then I actually used some baby powder. It's basically like talks, I don't know, but baby powder should be something you notice all around the world, and kind of ran through this cable, and it has definitely decreased the stickiness by a lot. So there might be some kind of coating from production. I don't think that neither the light soap or the powder should damage the cable, because now it's a regular feel to a cable. Before it was like really, really, really sticky. I don't know, but the cable needs to be improved for next headset. It is a lot better than a G1, but it's not really great. The placement though is really, really great. Like, it comes down and on your back. Overall it's much better than previous. So contrast, guard rays, chromatic aberration, FOV, the sharpness, gasket. All right, let's go to the audio. This a little bit lighting isn't the best, but yeah, there you see this, the audio. You can move them up or down a little bit and then swing back and forth. And when I push this the most down and angle them, they perfectly fit my ear, so I'm very lucky in that way. And the audio by default is very good, and very compared to my Sennheiser HD6XX, which are, very noticeable high, pretty decent high, mid to high range hi-fi audio headphones. They sound, I think they offer the same, like I can hear the same details. This is a little bit more sharper sound, not annoying or anything, but a little bit more sharper. The HD, the 6XX Sennheiser, they are known to be really kind of like smooth and soft sounding. So this is a little bit sharper, and it works really well for movies and games, I believe. So it's a good choice. I did there is good, like a decent amount of bass, more than the 6XX by default. But I actually did. I went into Windows Mixer, sound, not mixer. I went to the, let me see. So I did open sound settings, went to sound control panel, and you need to have your HP in some kind of mixed reality or the Cliffhouse, anything to this work. And then, I went into the, I think it's called Realtek USB 2 audio. And then I went into enhancements, and then there is this little box that says bass boost. And I went into the settings of that, and I did apply a 3 decibel boost from the frequency set to 75. And that really kind of eaves off the bass. You won't get subwoofer bass, but you will get really tight and nice bass, kind of like a good desktop speakers, maybe like with like 6-inch woofers in it. You can really get that. I was watching Fast and Furious Tokyo Drift, and the music, when the heavy music riff they have in the section, that really came to life. Really good. I recommend you trying it out. It's a really beefy sound, and I do not feel that I want to use any other audio. Actually, this is perfect for movies, for games, but I do feel they messed up a little bit. It shouldn't be that expensive to fit a 3.5 millimeter jack somewhere here or here, somewhere, so that there will be people that want to exchange them. Maybe they want closed ears. These are open. You're very, very much aware of your environment. If someone are speaking or they're music, there are background noise, it is very noticeable. I live by myself here, and it's most of the time it's a quiet place, so it's perfect for me. These open headphones, it's very comfortable, and the audio is awesome. But they really should have included a 3.5 millimeter jack so you could swap them out. You can swap them out, but then you need to have wireless or run another wire to a computer. That is not a good thing. And then finally, the controls. So they feel good, but it doesn't feel like premium, like the super premium, but they feel good. I just like it's like my Steam controller. I can say that if I pick up an Xbox controller or something, Xbox Elite, that controller feels a little bit more premium, but this one, just like this one, I feel it's gonna hold up. It's not gonna break. It's not gonna get crazy or anything. Like this is now 5 years. I dropped it. I used it countless of like thousands hours, and it still keeps going. There's no problem, and I feel the same with this one. I don't feel it's gonna break or anything. People have had problems getting the batteries out. So if you look, let's see. So this is the front with the buttons. If you flip it over, here is the battery cover. Right. So, and you put your thumb or something like that about here. If you can see, we're having almost in a little bit. It is a bit of curvature, and just past that curvature, your thumbs, and then you press that part, and it slides down. You can see there it's a little bit of a crease there, and then you can just click it off, and you're into the battery compartment. And then you do the reverse. You just fit it on. There's a little bit of here, and then you just slide it up, and it works. So just a little bit past this curvature, you put the pressure down put down and then slide down, and it should come off. Just try that a little bit and you should work it out. It's a very short. This is a bit longer, a little bit nicer, but it feels nice, so I think it's gonna work. They click, but they feel, like I said, it doesn't feel premium, but I feel it's gonna work. Same for this one, kinda the stick. And what you might also be good to tell is that there is two buttons here, and one is little Windows sign, and it is in a little bit of a dip. To turn on or off the controllers, you hold this one. So to pair controllers, you hold this one Windows buttons down. You can also in-game access your Windows menu to tweak audio levels and stuff like that. And to pin apps, you can pin your web browser in your game or Spotify. If you want to listen to music, you can do that using this Windows button when you are in a game. Really, really good. Don't miss. You need to use that well, not need, but you should check it out sometimes. That is actually good to be able to pin Discord or Spotify, web browser, OBS, whatever. So or your desktop even. So you can see. Try it out. But yeah. And the tracking then. Oh wait, we got to address it. People are gonna be angry, right? This is a huge ring. Bigger isn't always better in this case. Maybe in most other cases. I did not clunk these rings together, but I used the HPG one, so I'm a little bit used to it. And during Half-Life Alyx, you have an automatic reload. You don't like manually cock the gun, so that helps. But I could use two-hand grip, no problem with occlusion or anything like that in Half-Life Alyx. In front of me, not like you can't have them up to the headset, a little bit further there. It's gonna start tracking fine. And using dual hand, it's gonna work. It feels like the upgrade I was expecting from the G1. And the tracking, when I dropped my hands straight down in front of me, they froze. It didn't fly away, or I couldn't see that, at least. I couldn't see that it was flying all over the place. The people said it stayed and it locked. And then I raised it, tracked again, but I could see it lost track there and it went into this fixed position tracking. Now, if I, on the other hand, put my hands by my side, maybe even slightly angled out, I didn't get this one. I didn't feel it or see it or notice it. I don't know if the side cameras could track it better or something, but it seems to be better. So if you could try that, don't take your hands in front of you. Take your hands a little bit by the side, or if you are comfortable, that I actually was, you kind of do this raptor thing that you take them down, but not all the way down, to have them your elbows a little bit of an angle out before they completely extend down to the floor, and the camera is then gonna see it and you will get tracking. But that is how Inside Out works. And for me, Inside Out is the only way to go. I will not use base stations. I have used the CV1 and it was a pain in the ass setting up, and I have no problems so far. I'm gonna try a lot of more games. We're gonna see. I'm gonna start with Half-Life Alyx because I really want to play that game, and I booted up when I got this headset and I was thinking, I'm just gonna see if VR works. And I took off my headset and I look at the clock and I'm like, what the fuck? 1.5 hours? Wasn't this 5 minutes? What? Wait, what? So, I want to really get that first, but there's gonna be a lot more doing, and I think this is the conclusions to my impressions, that the tracking seems like the step up from the G1 that I was expecting, and in 90% this is going to be fine, and in the last one it's not going to be a deal breaker for me. And I'm not a competitive FPS or Beat Saber or some player, so it's not going to bother me at all. But maybe I can end with this. So I did actually try the G1. I had problems, doing throws like that. I always had to like granny throw, or, under throw, more likely. But with this one, I could under throw, I could do nice throw like that, and it works perfectly. So yeah, I really feel the tracking is a nice step up that I was just waiting for. So the first impression is that the screen is finally good enough to be what I want VR to be, the bare minimum. This has reached a really good level to keep improving from. And the audio is so good. So good. This headset, to me, to anyone that isn't a pro Beat Saber or something like that, just really like VR and a good experience, having lots of fun in different things, and don't maybe use VR chat. I don't use VR chat, so the touch features, I don't miss them. I've never ever used them in my CV1 and felt like, oh, this is awesome. So I can't comment on that. But if you aren't VR chat, all of the time, or use hand gestures and stuff, or need that Beat Saber Pro extra fine control, this shop probably is the go-to headset for that I would recommend right now. If you are prepared for countering the various shit show of Microsoft tinkering around to fix those things. If you want just a plug and play, the Oculus Quest 2 seems like the go-to still. But this might change when I keep getting deeper and deeper in using it. But I was reading Reddit and I was like, this is a shit headset. Everyone is saying everything is bad. The tracking is worthless. The haptic is like just a bee buzzing in your ears. The audio isn't that great. The screen is just like worse than anything they ever seen. And I'm like, well, maybe I got a golden sample and I'm good with that. Yeah, man, fuck off. I'm gonna just take this and just stand in the corner and have fun. Because this is definitely, finally, the best complete package for me. Finally, I feel that like watching movies was so fun. The Half-Life Alyx experience was so fun, and VR seems to finally be picking up. This seems to be now and then kicking in some more and more AAA experience, and like, yes, I hope this is the right place to get into VR again and to keep being in VR. But this is my very too much long first impression of the install setup and every positive and negative. And then what's gonna happen is today I'm gonna stream. I'm gonna probably start streaming to Twitch, like one game at a time. And when I feel, I play the game, I feel I got that, excuse me, that everything is working. I'm gonna then try to record a video and put it on my YouTube. And then I'm gonna like also discuss, my experience like that. There was one thing I might mention just quickly before I go, sorry, about the screen. So the full screen Steam VR resolution is 3000 by 3000 roughly. And there's a lot of people that are saying, well, the headsets are only 2160 by 2160, so Steam VR are wrong. And unfortunately, that is not the case. You need high resolution just to do some magic, and the magic does magic. And the sad thing, or the positive, is that the 3000 by 3000 actually isn't the limit of the G2. Because I was in virtual DEXA and I could see this small sharp circle, as I said, and I was running 3000 by 3000, 100% Steam VR resolution. And I increased it even further. I think I increased it all the way up to like 4000 by 4000, or even 4500 by 4500. And the sharpness, this circle that you could get maximal sharpness, increased. So we are not at the G2's limit when it comes to resolution. 3000 is just a good sweet spot that HP and maybe Steam come up with together. They said that this is going to be something that probably is reasonable for people to drive at this point in time. reasonable. I'm probably gonna bump it down. But to get the absolutely most out of these lenses and everything, we can actually take advantage of higher. So if you can, you should try to go to the 100.3000 by 3000 Steam. Don't just go like, oh, the head sees 2160 by 2160 and lower it. You will miss quality. Now in games, especially games that are faster, yes, or more demanding, yes, you should definitely turn this down, because that is going to be more, fun. You get this more smoother, and the more you move, the less you're gonna notice it. But the good thing is, try this in virtual desktop if you have it, because for movies, you probably can bump that up. If you're watching images, watching YouTube through virtual desktop there or something, or other very lightweight application, maybe VRChat. I don't know how demanding that is, but try it out. And it the 3K by 3K is a good starting point, and like it's very small. Going high, it's very small, but it is there. So definitely, like if you are going for like this cinema, movie, theater, watching, maybe over the desktop, try bumping that resolution up a little bit more over the 3K. Maybe see if you can reach 4K, and you will get a little bit wider sharpness, a little bit more just crispness all together. So keep that in mind. The 100 SteamVR resolution isn't wrong. It's sad that is super demanding on your computer, but it's not wrong. And keep that in mind. And stay tuned for more videos if you're interested. Preferably it's gonna be just high quality, just gonna be me having a good time in games and applications up ahead.